My name is Dr. Bradshaw, and this film is intended for my 1611 class. I'm looking at lumbar obliques today. It's also for review for my 2612 class, and just reviewing first of all the parts. And what we have on the screen right now is a Scotty dog with the vertebral body cut away. And so you're just looking at the posterior aspect of a segment of the lumbar spine with no vertebral body. If we start with number one is the pedicle, which is the eye of the dog. Number two, the superior articular process, which makes the ear of the dog. Number three, pars interarticularis, which makes the neck of the dog. And four is the lamina, which makes the body of the dog. 5 is the inferior articular process, which makes the front leg of the dog. Number 6 is the transverse process, which makes the nose or snout of the dog. And number 7 is the spinous process, which makes the hind leg of the dog. Now, not labeled, this is the other superior articular process, and not labeled, this would be the other transverse process. And so these are the items that make up the Scotty dog. Now what we are most interested in is the pars interarticularis, and we're looking to see if the Scotty dog has a collar or not. The collar would indicate either a fracture or a congenital non-union of the pars interarticularis. It is only seen on the oblique views, and so if you are suspicious of a spondylolisthesis, you would want to make sure that you look at the oblique view to see for sure that there is a collar on the dog. I'm going to keep this video running while I move to an actual film rather than turn it off and start it again. If I look at this actual film now, I have number 1 is the pedicle. Number 2 is the superior articular process. Number 3 is the pars interarticularis. Number 4 is the lamina. Number 5 is the inferior articular process. Number 6 is the transverse process. Number 7 is the spinous process. Number 8 is the intervertebral disc space. And number 9, which is actually labeling from this point to this point, if I move to the next segment, it would be labeling this point down to this point. That space right there is called the interlaminar space. And so you're actually going to hear a lot more about interlaminar space, because that's where they're using that opening to actually scoop the laser lights now, so that they don't have to cut away spinuses like they used to in order to do back surgery. And so you're actually going to hear people talk about interlaminar space more than they used to. If I go up to this segment right here, you see the transverse process, you see the pedicle, you see the ear of the dog is the superior articular process, neck of the dog is the pars, front leg is the inferior articular process, body of the dog is the lamina, hind leg is the spinous process. Lumbar obliques are taken obliquely P to A or obliquely A to P. If you're looking at a lumbar and a left anterior, the left side is closest to the body and the front surface of the body is closest to the film. If you're looking at a left anterior lumbar oblique, you'd be looking at the right Scotty dog. If you're looking at a posterior left, you'd be looking at the left Scotty dog. And of course, for a right anterior lumbar oblique, you'd be looking at the left Scotty dog, and for a right posterior, you would be looking at the right Scotty dog. There is no tube tilt for lumbar obliques. You do not have tube tilt on lumbar obliques, but you do have to figure out which side that you're looking at. So keep in mind that the side that is running parallel to the film is the side that you're observing on the view. This concludes the lumbar oblique view. Have a good day.